Hello, Algebra 1. Today we are going to be talking about solving proportions algebraically. We're going to do more with proportions tomorrow. We're going to do some word problems, which I know you're super excited about. So our big goal today is to solve proportions by using something you are probably familiar with. Whoops, cross multiplying. What's going on there? There we go. All right, so here we go. First things first, we're going to give you two definitions because these are words that are important when we're solving proportions. A proportion has to do with something called a ratio, which is a relationship between any two quantities. Now, we see this most of the time as a fraction. And what is a proportion? Well, a proportion is an equation that sets two ratios equal. So individually down here, 5 over x is a ratio, 10 over 6 is a ratio, but when I set them equal to each other, now I have something called a proportion. And the way we're going to solve proportions is using something called cross multiplying. And what we're going to do is continue with what we've been doing the rest of this unit and rounding to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so this is how this works. You're going to start with whatever cross you want. It doesn't matter. I usually do upper left to lower right. And you are multiplying. 5 times 6 is 30. And now here's where people make an error. They want to keep this as a fraction. It is no longer a fraction. You're going to put your equal sign, and then you're going to go cross back the other way. X times 10 is 10x. Okay, notice if you started with the purple cross, you would just get the 10x first and then equals 30. So the order you go in does not matter. All right, now we just have a regular equation that we can solve. I have 10 times x, so I'm going to divide by 10 on both sides. 30 divided by 10 is 3. So x equals 3. And there you go, that's it. Okay, so that was a more simplistic one. Let's make it a little more complicated. Okay, we're going to start cross. 10x times 4 is going to be 40x equals cross. Now, this one's a little different because this 2x plus 4 has addition here. So this 8 is not just multiplying to the 2x, it's actually multiplying to both of those. So what I like to do is write it as distributive property. You're doing 8 times that whole thing. Otherwise, people usually mess this up. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and distribute. 8 times 2x is 16x. 8 times 4 is 32. Now, some people skip this first step. They jump straight to kind of distributing in their head up there. If you can do that, that's fine. But I'm going to recommend you do what I have as my first step. Okay, and now we can go ahead and solve this. So I notice I have x's on different sides of the equal sign. That means I'm going to move my smaller x. So I'll subtract my 16x on both sides. That's going to give me a 24x equals 32. And then we divide by our number with x. So I'll divide by my 24. And that's not going to go in evenly, so I will use my calculator. And I get a 1.33 is what I will round this to. All right, cool. We got 3 more. Let's switch it up this time. We're going to do this cross first. What? Again, you don't have to. I'm just trying to show you it doesn't matter either way. So you have z minus 3 times 2. Again, you have subtraction going on here. This 2 needs to multiply to both of those. So even though the 2 came second, I'm going to put it out front. And this is really distributive property. So there's my first cross. Here's my other cross. Z times 3 is 3z. Okay, what do you think we're going to do now? If you said distribute, you are right. 2 times z is 2z. 2 times -3 is -6. Okay, x's are on, or I guess z's in this case, are on different sides, so we will have to move our smaller z. So I will subtract my 2z over, because that's my smaller one. Bring down my -6. 3z minus 2z is just 1z. And again, we've seen this before. If you want to divide by 1 on both sides, you can, but you're just going to get the same thing. You should get -6 as your answer. All right. I'm just realizing these numbers are like very off. Like we started with number 4. Oh well. All right, next. Cross. Again, put your number in front. And I'm putting parentheses around that 3x minus 12 because I'm distributing that whole thing. Cross. Again, I'm putting my 9 in front. Same situation. I'm going to have to distribute. This is going to be a double distribute situation here. 3 times 3x is 9x. 3 times -12 is -36. 9 times x is 9x. 9 times -4 is -36. And this is going to be one of our special cases. Okay, so you should be able to recognize which one it is since it's the same thing on both sides. We do still want to subtract our 9x over. Okay, we want to get these down to just the numbers. Don't lose your negatives. So -36 equals -36. And we should know that this means either IMS or you can say all real numbers. All right, and just a reminder of what a graph of that would look like, you would only have one line. So it'd be like the 2 lines on top of each other. All right, last one. Again, just pick a cross that you want to start with. I'm going to do this one. Make sure that number goes out front. We are distributing to the whole 2x plus 10, so that's why I'm putting parentheses. Equals, cross again. 2, parentheses, 5x minus 30. Okay, we got another double distribute. 5 times 2x is 10x plus 50 equals 10x. 2 times -30 is -60. Notice we have another special case here. All right, let's subtract our 10x's over. And that's going to bring down for us a 50 equals -60. So ask yourself, is 50 equal to -60? And I hope you said no, it is not. And so our answer is no solution here. Okay, so this just means there's no value of x that's going to make these two ratios equal to each other. And if we were to graph this, we would get some parallel lines, which makes sense because parallel lines do not hit, and because they do not hit, there is no solution. So there you go. That's how we cross multiply. I hope this was extremely exciting for you, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.